Welcome to SportingLimerick.com. Live commentary today from Fitzgerald Stadium, Kilmallock, for the LIT County Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship Final for 2018. Of course, it's Garryspillane and Bruff, joined by Matt O'Callaghan from the Weekly Observer and Vale Star on commentary duty today. We'll take a look at the game ahead first. I'll name the team in just a few moments. But Matt, are we expecting a good battle here today?
We are, sir. And back 5 years ago, imagined weren't able to make that step. So this year we've had Division 1, which was the 6 top clubs, and then we had the next 6. Really an incentive for the winners here to go on, because they know now that they will be getting competitive games. For instance, Cappamore were promoted at the end of 2016, and their first game as a senior club was against the PIHC. Now, contrast that with what has happened to Maru Boher. Maru Boher won this competition last year, and they got to the quarterfinals of the senior hurling this year, and were unlucky because they lost out on the head-to-head from going into Group 1 next year. So, this thing has been the real stepping stone between intermediate hurling and senior hurling, but there is still a disparity among the clubs hurling, but that's a debate for another day. What we can deal with as we speak are coming here down on our left, and just speak of Bruff as they come out, led by Bobby O'Brien. Bobby O'Brien to win this competition in its inaugural year back here in 2014, this very ground, when they defeated Groom in the final.
Yes, I suppose looking at Bruff's journey to this day's final, beating Mungret St. Paul's the last day, what do you make of the game?
You see, and a summer that has been ideal for hurling, and we got a day from hell weather-wise last week here, and when you have that situation, you have two teams, Mungret and Bruff, who like top of the ground hurling, and certainly last week was not conducive for that. And in the other semi-final you had Garryspillane and Kildimo Pallaskenry, again top of the ground hurling, and the heavy conditions certainly didn't suit Kildimo Pallaskenry. But I suppose this is what has made Garryspillane probably different from the rest of the clubs. This is the 5th year of the competition, Val, and they have never failed to make the knockout stages. And all right, they lost the semi-final of 2014, 2015, 2016. They got to the final last year. They pushed Maru Boher to the very limit. They pushed them to a replay in midweek before they went down. Garryspillane have the ability to adapt to the prevailing conditions and to whatever is put in front of them. And of course, another strength we have this year, and which a day like today will be very, very suitable for it. They're starting 4 of the minor team that won the Premier Minor Hurling Championship last year in spectacular form, in spectacular style against Mungret St. Paul's. And you know what? All 4 of them are eligible again this year. So that gives you an idea of the youth and how they will revel in these conditions.
Right, I'll just name the team and we'll come back to you in a second, Matt. For Bruff, of course, in goals we have Eric Finn, and then we have Sean Finn in the back line. We have Conor McIntyre joining him and Tim O'Sullivan. Looking at the half back line, we have James O'Riordan. In at number 6 we have Brian Finn, and of course captain is Bobby O'Brien. In at midfield we have Graham Whelan, and he's joined by Jason Hayes. We're looking at the half forward line. It is Paul O'Riordan. In at number 11 of course is Colin Madden, and in at 12 is Chris Brown. We're looking at the full forward line now. In at 13 it's Kyle Dillon, full forward is Shane Bulfin, and 15 is Tony Burke. Any key players from that team, Matt?
Well, there are a number of key players as you call them out there, but of course one real key player that's missing is of course Paul Brown. And the influence of a player of the calibre of Paul Brown, his loss is bound to be felt by any team. But we saw Paul Brown, what he did with Limerick, the influence he had, even though he wasn't able to play. He's bringing that similar type of influence to his teammates, which includes his brother Chris, to this particular team. But looking at the team, look at the Finn brothers in defence. Like, do we need to say what Sean Finn is capable of doing? Brian Finn is very, very an All-Ireland under-21 winner in 2015. And Bobby O'Brien, former Limerick minor, former Limerick senior player, a natural leader. Bobby O'Brien, huge player for Bruff. Then you move forward, and Chris Brown, Kyle Dillon. You recall Kyle Dillon in last year's Munster under-25 competition. Like, he just scorched the earth in that competition last year, and was a member of the successful All-Ireland under-21 winning team as well. And then you have Shane Bulfin, who on his day is, you can only be best described as free taker extraordinary.
Let's have a look at the Garryspillane team. Captain David Ryan, but in goals today is of course Andy Dooley. In the half back line, in at number 2 we have Cathal Shanahan, and Captain David Ryan full back of course, and he's joined number 4 Kieran Burke. In at the back line as well we've Garrod Power, and then we've midfield of course former Limerick hurler James Ryan, and at number 7 he is joined by Mark Quinlan. In at midfield we have Colin Ryan, and he's supported by number 9 Michael Burke. In at number 10 today for Garryspillane is Ryan Tobin. He is joined by Donny Ryan, and of course the other corner is Dylan O'Shea. In at the full forward line we have Callum Sheehan, and in the full forward we have Michael Donnell, and at the right we have Kieran Hickey. We'll just pause now for Aran Navian. We're expecting a great game here today, Matt, but obviously the atmosphere is great. If you were to call it, who are you going with?
It's nearly too close to call, and just not sitting on the fence, but I would have to say probably with Garryspillane's experience, I would reluctantly give him a vote, because I'm just looking at the bench there, and they have potential game changers. I'm looking at Danny Hayes, who has been a regular right for a number of years. I'm looking at Onsey Sheehan, who was one of the who took this competition by storm last year with his goal scoring exploits. But just looking through the Garryspillane team, I mentioned the 4 minors that were lining out here today: Mark Quinlan, Ryan Tobin, Dylan O'Shea and Callum Sheehan. That is offset by huge experience. There are also 4 players here today who featured when Garryspillane won the county final in 2005. You have Davy Ryan, who's captain, James Ryan, you have Donny Ryan, and you have Micheál O'Donnell. Right down an experienced spine to the team.
Okay, we're just underway, of course, in Kilmallock. The atmosphere is great. The stand across the way is, of course, full. The throw and the possession, that was obviously a free given to Bruff here. So just taking the free, Shane Bulfin is standing over this.
Looking at the wind, Valerie, I think it's blowing across the field, actually. It's blowing from behind us here in the New Road end, the New Road stand, and seems to be going straight across towards the street.
This should be... That looks good. First score of the game coming from Bruff's Shane Bulfin. Of course, with only about 50 seconds on the clock, it is Bruff 1 point, Garryspillane no score.
Yeah, Shane will be delighted. It wasn't the easiest to freeze to start with. It was long range, and he will be delighted to find the target. And he found the target both in terms of accuracy and in terms of distance perfectly.
Of course, we have Kieran Burke. Road Power is just in possession of it. He sends a diagonal ball in. Callum Sheehan's on the attack now. He has passed it, and it's a goal for Callum Sheehan, of course, for Garryspillane, with 1 minute and 28 on the clock. And Callum Sheehan has scored a goal.
What a start for Garryspillane, and what a start for the youngster. This is only his second start in the championship. He has been coming on as a sub, but he has made an impact every time he has come on, and obviously TJ Ryan has kept faith with him, and he has certainly repaid a dividend there.
Of course, Eric Finn getting the game underway here again, and now in possession is of course former Limerick hurler James Ryan. He's sending the ball in high, he's dropping down, there is 2 up for this, and Kieran Hickey just wasn't able to gain possession of it there. Now it has gone out to, of course, James O'Riordan. James O'Riordan fighting for this one, needing help, and it is a sideline ball. Good start for Garryspillane.
James O'Riordan and Paul O'Riordan are brothers, and they're the sons of former Limerick player and former Limerick selector and former All-Ireland winning captain Anthony O'Riordan.
Of course, we've seen this ball being cleared by Sean Finn, now in on top of Shane Bulfin. Shane Bulfin has possession of this one, he has lost it. This ball has been sent back in, of course, up for this one, straight into Sean's hand again. Sean still is in possession of this, flicking it off, and it is a free.
Yeah, it's only about 3 minutes old already, Mal, but it's a bit early to be saying these things, but you'd have to say that James Ryan, who has been hugely influential since he's moved to centre-back, has started exceptionally well. He's got on 2 balls and has delivered them very well, and he has settled very, very, very early. Now, Shane Bulfin is taking the free from exactly the same spot, but maybe about 5-6 metres further out from goal, but he had something to spare the last time.
Shane Bulfin strikes and it looks good, and of course another score for Shane Bulfin here for Bruff. It is Bruff 2 points, Garryspillane 1 goal.
Yeah, I think Garryspillane or Bruff will be happy with the response. Like, it's always a test of the mentality of a team. If particularly in a final, if they give away a goal early, but it looks to me as if Bruff have responded very positively to it.
Jason Hayes has possession there, sending it in, of course. Shane Bulfin first to get it, now Tony Burke. Tony Burke has lost possession of it and is in possession of Garrod Power for Garryspillane. Garryspillane's flicking it out, now in possession of course is Colin Ryan from midfield. Colin sending this one in, sending it in high. Who is there to collect it? Of course, it is collected by Conor McIntyre from short puck out, and of course the goalie has this. That was a score opportunity for Ryan Tobin, which he didn't take. Batted down here. Bobby O'Brien trying to get possession of this. They're trying to get it out, but of course Garryspillane are trying to take their chances here, Matt.
Yeah, that was a lucky escape for Bruff. The goalkeeper, he just didn't get his clearance in quick enough, and Kieran Hickey was in a flash and blocked it down. There was a moment of danger, real danger there for Bruff, that they could have conceded a second goal. Now they have conceded a free, and this is the first chance for Donny Ryan to get on the score sheet. And you can put any commentator's curse you like on Donny, but he'll still put them all in the same place.
It looks well, but it's gone to the right and it's gone wide.
Yeah,
first wide of the game, Matt.
I've mentioned it already, but we're only 6 or 7 minutes into the game. When he got possession, and I suppose if he gave a quick look up, there was very, very little on other than to have a pot.
Game back underway from Alan Dooley, sending this one, striking it down, dropping it in on top of course Callum Sheehan. Callum Sheehan is on the attack. Callum Sheehan is still going, still on the run. He still has possession of the ball, and it has been given a free.
Yeah, it's early days, but that was a superb catch by the young lad. This guy is, as I said already, he's minor. He's playing colleges this year. That was a superb catch to go with his goal. He's already causing Bruff considerable trouble, and he was bearing down on goal there when he was fouled. And again, Donny Ryan straight in front of the goal practically. It's a point. Of
course, Alan Dooley with accurate puck out as well, giving it to Callum Sheehan, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. But still in all, the young lad, he had an awful lot of work to do. He's only a kid among men, but he won a very good ball.
Okay, as you said, Donny Ryan popping another free over there for Garryspillane. It is 3 points to 1-2 now, with just 8 minutes on the clock. Game underway from Eric Finn. Eric dropping this in. Good catch by, of course, Garrod Power. Garrod Power sending this one in. Another great catch by Callum Sheehan, Matt.
Yeah, that's another fine catch by Callum Sheehan. He has won his free, but it goes back to what I was saying, how loose the Garryspillane half-back line were. We were talking about James Ryan having acres of space. It was Garrod Power on that occasion. And their acres of space, they're getting loose ball, they're looking up, and there's always somebody available. Now, that was an excellent ball that was given to Callum Sheehan, as distinct from the first one. It was an ideal corner forwards ball, albeit he was well out. He was, 65 metres out, which Donny Ryan now is taking the resultant free. And we have the same result as we had with the previous two.
That's the third free for Donny Ryan of the day. Of course, it is Garryspillane 1-3 and Bruff 2 points. And there is 9 minutes on the clock. Welcome, of course, to SportingLimerick.com commentary here today. We have a sub on at the moment. Number 19, Kevin Bonner, is coming on in replace of Tim O'Sullivan, it looks like. Yeah, 19 for Kevin Bonner for Tim O'Sullivan. Early change.
An early change, and we were just flagging it that something had to be done with
right of the goals.
That's 4 points now. It's early days. You're talking just over 10 minutes gone, but you know the early spark they had in the first.
That's a great sideline by Jason Hayes.
It seems to have deserted them a bit now.
Jason sending that one in, and of course Lee not getting possession of that one there. Straight into the hands of Sean Finn here. He has loads of time clearing that safe. Well, not so safely, of course. It was batted down the far side by Ryan Tobin. There's a bit of a hustle and bustle over here, and there's with free.
But I was saying, coming into the semi-finals here last weekend, Val, nobody had conceded less than the Garryspillane defence. They had conceded considerably less than all the other 7 clubs in the competition. And the way they've started here now, their defence is on top. And again, it was James Ryan that went back and won that dirty ball and gave it to Davy Ryan to clear it. And it was cleared with purpose and intent.
Sean taking that free and passing it to Colin Madden. Colin Madden not getting that score, unfortunately. Not taking their chances either, Matt.
No, well, that's 2 wides. That's the second wide, and they're not good wides. But last week, in the first half, you will recall, against Mungret, they had a strategy for getting Kyle Dillon with his speed and pace on the ball. Kyle Dillon hasn't seen any of the ball so far, and we're 12 minutes into the game.
Long puck out there from Andy Dooley into the middle of the field. Fighting for it, of course, was Colin Ryan. Now on the ball is Donny, and it's gone out.
Yeah, no doubt at all. That's a Bruff ball.
Waiting to take this, of course, is Jason Hayes. Another lovely sideline cut by Jason Hayes. We've been awarded a free.
Yeah, I don't think there's much doubt. John O'Halloran is up at playing his first major final. It's certainly going very well for him so far. Now, you would fancy Shane Bulfin to put this one over. Now, there's a small bit of pressure on it. It's in front of the goal. It's not as far out as the previous ones. But he's either on a bit of a bad run, and he needs to arrest them out of a rush and out of a bit of a scoring drought, because they haven't scored since the 4th minute. And if he puts it over, all their 3 points will have come from Shane Bulfin from frees. They'll still have to score from play, no doubt at all about that one.
Of course he does. As you mentioned, it is a 3rd point for Shane Bulfin here from frees today, and you mentioning that all 3 scores coming from frees. It is 13 minutes on the clock. It is Bruff 3 points, Garryspillane 1-3. Resuming the game again is Alan Dooley, sending it in down on top of Kieran Hickey, but unlucky there. There's a bit of a hustle and bustle off the other side. Waiting. Taking a shot. It is going over, of course.
That is an excellent score by Micheál Burke, and we spoke about the young players that are in this Garryspillane team. Micheál Burke is not that far ahead of him. He's a young player that has been coming through and has been tried in a number of positions, but he seems to have found his position at midfield.
Michael O'Donnell finding that one, sending it into James Ryan. Of course, James Ryan dropping this in, and it has gone. It's gone wide.
And Garryspillane, I think the umpire just for a minute he hesitated because he was just double checking, but I think that the umpire at this side was absolutely satisfied that it was a point. But good umpiring, check, make sure, and we can have no arguments after. Referee is actually going in now to consult with his umpires.
Referee's in consulting with his umpires to whether to give the point or not. Maybe the referee is unsure that it was, Matt.
Yeah, but the umpire at this side appeared to be absolutely certain that it was a point right from the start. But
yeah, he's going to waive it. Of course, they've been awarded the point. So Tony Burke has got that one here. It is 16 minutes on the clock. It is Bruff 4 points, Garryspillane 1-4. So there was only 3 points in it, Matt. Only a goal now.
That's it. Callum Sheehan's goal is what's between them. Like it's in the melting pot, and it's not beyond Bruff now to get a run, and we're still in for a very interesting game, I would say.
Sean Finn sent that one in there, but of course it was cleared out safely. But of course sending it back in is Tony Burke. Is it after dropping short? It is. Alan Dooley has all the time in the world to get this one out to James Ryan. Andy Dooley. My apologies, it is Andy Dooley. Of course Sean Finn has this one. He's hand passed it off to Chris Brown. Chris Brown lost possession for a couple of seconds, but he still has it, and now he's cleared it down. Loads of time Shane Bulfin had, but both of them were tripped him there, Matt.
No, I think it was a genuine tangle, but look who picked it up again in splendid isolation, James Ryan.
Of course, James on flying form here today. Who has it now is Kieran Hickey. Kieran Hickey, and sending it in to Donny Ryan. Donny Ryan sending that one over in all day.
Yeah, I'll send them over all day. He doesn't miss many from frees, and certainly in that type of situation he doesn't miss either. Great work by Kieran Hickey, and Kieran Hickey is the man that was a member of John Kiley's backroom team with Limerick during the summer, and has been a great servant to Garryspillane hurlers and Galway footballers.
That was 4 points for Donny Ryan, 3 from frees and 1 from play. Resume play is underway here. In front of us, of course, Colin Ryan has possession of it for Garryspillane, sending in diagonal ball in on top of Kieran Hickey. Can Kieran Hickey get it? No, Jason Hayes of Bruff has it. There's a bit of a hustle and bustle over the other side. Sean Finn seems to have it, be in possession of it. Is the ball left outside? The sideline ball. Who's the linesman going to give it to?
No, the referee is actually giving a free there. He has seen something, and there's a Bruff player down injured now at the moment. I don't think it's anything very serious. He's getting a bit of attention. Now this one will test Donny Ryan. It's out on the right. It's very, very near the sideline. Were he to put it over, it would put Garryspillane 5 points clear, which is a healthy situation at this stage in the game, because we're just about 20 minutes into the game. Bruff player is okay. It looked as if there was something wrong with Brian Finn, and Brian seems to be okay. And now Donny Ryan is stepping up to what is a difficult free.
Donny striking this in, and it's gone to the left and wide. As you mentioned, it was a difficult enough free, Matt.
It was a difficult free, and certainly he never really got hold of it. I'm not so sure. I'm not even so sure that he went for the target. Did he try to pick out the big man in the corner? I'm not so sure, but it was well off.
Eric resumes the game here. There's a nice hand flick there, giving it to Michael O'Donnell. Michael O'Donnell sending it in. Who's going to get to it first? It looks like, of course.
Coming into it, we said, like, small margins are going to decide it, and it's putting away chances like that. That's hugely important. A very, very well won ball by Brian Finn.
Yes, we're still in the first half here. Of course, the Premier Intermediate hurling final. The score is Bruff 5 points, Garryspillane 1-5 here with 21 minutes on the clock. Now it is in possession of Paul O'Riordan for Bruff, sending this one in. Another. Oh, this was gone to the left and it's gone wide, Matt. So that's Bruff's third wide of today's game.
Yeah, Paul will be disappointed with that. It was a difficult angle, but he appeared when he struck it that he had made the most of it. I flagged it earlier on, and I'll do it again. We have seen little or nothing of Kyle Dillon so far, whose speed and pace would trouble anybody. The ball just doesn't seem to be going up in his direction.
The battle on here in front of us. Paul O'Riordan, of course, in possession of it, laying it off to Colin Maddle. Colin Maddle on the attack, on the run to this ball. He gets to it first, and behind him is Garrod Power. Colin sending this one in. Is it accurate? It's gone to the left and wide.
They're a bit on the front foot now. That was a puck out at the half-back line. Brian Finn won it comfortably, and they picked it up. And there are two chances. Now, they weren't the greatest of chances by any manner or means, but there were chances on the day they have to go over for you know, in a county final.
Another chance there for Garryspillane, unfortunately not taken. Colin Ryan sending that in one, and it's going to the left, and it was wide. That's also their fourth wide of today's game.
Yeah. The wides are racking up, but it's tight, it's tense. There's a very, very big crowd, a very healthy crowd here today. There's huge crowd.
Picked up the slack, and Colin sending
that he chased it and made the space, made the opportunity for himself, and put his team back 4 in front.
Yes, of course, the score here is Garryspillane is 1-6, Bruff 5 points. It is in possession of Bruff at the moment. Number 8, Graham Whelan sending this one in to Kyle Dillon. Can Kyle get to it before it goes out? Kyle has possession of it, sending in diagonal ball, unfortunately not getting possession of it. Sending that one out is James Ryan again. Matt clearing another ball.
Yeah, it's the Ryans there on the spine of this defence. Davy and James, like that. Paul O'Riordan
sending that one in and wide. That is the 5th wide for Bruff here today. Paul O'Riordan sending that one in.
Yeah, Paul will be disappointed with that one as well. That was probably a more clear-cut opportunity than the first one he missed. But these boys, the Bruff lads, they're shooting under pressure. Like the Garryspillane backs are working like beavers, and they've got a system going where the player is becoming available for the offload and the shot pass out. See James Ryan again, in absolute acres of space.
Sean Finn sent that ball in low, of course, Shane Bulfin, but James Ryan was there to be picking up the slack as usual. Passing it to Michael Burke. Michael sending this one over. Of course, Sean Finn there on his own all the time in the day to be clearing this one, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely, and he picks out Chris Brown this time, and a huge shot from Chris Brown.
Score, and it's gone in, and it's gone wide.
It's gone wide. Bruff will certainly be worried about their shooting boots at this stage. There's a sub about to come on. It looks to me
like Ryan Glenn.
It's definitely a Ryan Glenn now. Ryan Glenn will be coming in the forwards. He's a very, very hard worker of a player. Oh, great ball!
Some catch by Callum Sheehan on the attack, and he strikes.
When Bruff defended it.
Going up for this is Graham Whelan. Graham Whelan not getting possession of this. Michael O'Donnell for Garryspillane, sending it into Michael Burke. Michael Burke on the run for this. Has he a chance to take it? He's looking for someone in a better position than him. And James Ryan is there yet again for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Having a huge game. If Callum Sheehan is doing it up front, James Ryan is pulling all the strings almost without breaking sweat. We've flagged it right from the start. The amount of space and players of the calibre. This guy has played hurling at the highest level. This guy has captained his county at the highest level. He has played at all levels at county level. People like him, they need to get the minimum amount of space if they're not to hurt you.
Dylan O'Shea taking that sideline, of course. And it's gone out to the other side now, Matt. But just looking at the scoreboard, 27 minutes gone on the clock, and it is Garryspillane 1-7, Bruff 5 points.
Yeah, I think Garryspillane will be extremely happy, not just because they're winning by 5 points. It's double scoring. Like they've restricted Bruff to 2 points from play. Both came from Tony Burke, one of them, which was an excellent effort. Probably you'd hardly, on the balance of play, it's hardly a 5 points game, but nevertheless.
Dylan O'Shea sending that one in, and it's gone to the left and it's gone wide. That is their 5th wide of the game.
Yeah, and Garryspillane definitely deserve to be in front, but maybe a 5 points lead is flattering him slightly. But I reckon it's still all to play for, but Bruff need to get something before half time. And
we've just added 2 minutes on the clock. We have the sideline official showing that it's been 2 minutes added to the first half here in the Premier Intermediate hurling final between Garryspillane and Bruff. It is 5 points to Bruff, Garryspillane 1-7. The defence is on it again. Colin Ryan getting to this ball, sending this one out.
Again, it was the intervention of James Ryan Val. When the ball was there, when there was dirty ball there, he made it impossible for Bruff to win it. Waited for the support to come in. Colin Ryan, as he had dug it out for his point there a couple of minutes ago, dug it out again, and the danger was averted.
Yeah, Sean Finn winning that free over at the far side here. As you can see behind Sean, there is a great crowd here in Camalloch today for this final.
In close proximity. Both clubs just down the road and over the road. Val, that is a very, very, very bad wide. A very, very bad wide. It would have been a boost. We're into the 2 minutes that Patsy Coffey, the fourth official, put up there a while ago. It would be something for Bruff to hang on to going into the dressing room, where they will be doing an awful lot of talking, I expect. Kieran Hickey is in a position of danger here.
And he also sending that in and sending it to the right of the goals, and it is wide.
Yeah, it's wide. Kieran will be disappointed with this one. We have a shot puck out. They're going short this time. It looks like it's James O'Riordan is on the ball.
It was James O'Riordan sending this one out over the sideline, Matt.
Balloons it out over the sideline. Now, all right, he was under a certain amount of pressure, but things are just going wrong for Bruff at the moment, and Garryspillane are just steadying the ship, slowing it down, and we have Colin Ryan here straight in front of us now, taking a line ball, and he will.
Colin sending that in, of course, and Kevin Bonner's on this one. It was a sub that was made earlier on the start of the game, sending it in down top of Shane Bulfin, and it has gone to the left and wide.
It's gone
and out of the sideline.
It's gone out over the sideline. Like you contrast the use of the ball, Bruff's use of the ball, with that of Garryspillane. Like Garryspillane's use of the ball, for the most part, has been pinpoint. Not so Bruff. Now we're after seeing the ball being belted out over the sideline twice.
Twice in 40 seconds.
Twice in 40 seconds. And it's that type of thing that they need to correct. And that's what Danny Maloney and John Hadnett and John Anthony Morton, when they take him in at half-time, and Pat Mulcahy, they will have to focus on that.
Immense pressure was under Shane Bulfin there. There was 3 defenders down top of him. Garryspillane's defence have just been on form today, Matt.
Yeah, well, Garryspillane defence is only just doing what it does what has done all year, as I flagged for you. Coming into the semi-final, they had, by a distance, they had conceded less than all the other than any of the other 7, and look, they're just carrying on in that trend. But you can see the solidity of the spine, and it's working off it. Davy Ryan is rock solid at fullback. James Ryan is immense, is the only way you can describe him at centre back. And like, you'd ask the question in the first 30 odd minutes. He's been loose all day, but I suppose that's the characteristic of a good player, making the space for himself, good anticipation, and here Garryspillane win a free out again.
I think it's Colin Ryan gone down to take that one.
No, it looks like him. Actually, it is his uncle. it is his uncle. Of course, we should say Colin is the son of TJ, and he's the nephew of Colin, nephew of Davy and Donny.
Yes, it's a full-time whistle here, of course, at the LIT County Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship final. It is Garryspillane.
I suppose in many ways, in the last 10 minutes, we saw kind of a microcosm of what the difference between the sides were. You were seeing the way that Garryspillane were clearing the ball out of defence down here on our right with purpose and picking out their men in a better position, and of course a lot of it is they're picking out the men because the men were making themselves available. That's part of it as well. Now contrast that with Bruff, whose clearances have been anything but certain, anything but purposeful, and could qualify for, I suppose, a certain amount of the Hail Mary category. God direct them where they're going, and classical examples of it were there in the last, as you said, during common.
Whenever you're ready, turn your mic away.
We are back here at LIT County Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship, a 2018 final between Garryspillane and Bruff. It is 1-7 to Garryspillane. Bruff 5 points. First wide of the game here.
First wide of the game, and it has come from Ryan Glenn, and this is something that Bruff didn't need. But just mention of the same Ryan Glenn, I see he's been put in on top of James Ryan for the second half, and I presume the commission is to stand down and
Michael O'Donnell sending that into Callum Sheehan. Callum Sheehan still on the attack. He's after being awarded a free.
Again, he won his free. Callum Sheehan has scored a goal and a point. Donny Ryan has converted 2 frees that he has won already, and this will be a third. So you're looking at a tally of 1-8 for Garryspillane when this will go over, because it's so easy for Donny Ryan, this one, I would imagine. And Callum Sheehan has been involved in 1-4.
Donny Ryan steps up, pops this one over. That is the 5th point here for Donny Ryan today for Garryspillane. It is Garryspillane 1-8 with 1 minute on the clock. Bruff 5 points. Eric Finn getting the game underway here again.
Bruff. That's an absolutely fantastic.
Mark Quinlan with the catch there for Garryspillane. Bruff trying to take their chances, but of course the defence is from Donny Ryan getting this one here. Donny Ryan passing it to Ryan Tobin. Ryan Tobin sending this one in on top. There is 2 up for the ball. It is caught. Seems to have been awarded a free there. It was Conor McIntyre. Yeah,
great catch back there by Conor McIntyre, because there was danger there for a minute. There's danger there when it goes in, because Callum Sheehan was again on the ball, and I don't want to be harping over on the young fella, but he is having a huge influence in this game. So now it's a free out to Bruff. Bruff have to conjure up a response. They're 6 points behind. We're into the second half. Time in the second half can rapidly become your enemy, and they need to start eating into the lead, I thought it was a free to Garryspillane, and referee first of all indicated Bruff, and very, very quickly saw his mistake. It can happen. Any referee straight after half time when players are when they have changed ends, and but Garryspillane have started the stronger again in the second half.
Dylan O'Shea, lovely catch from Dylan. He has a chance to send it in, sending it in low, and that is scooped up by the goalie Eric Finn. Goalie sending this one out. Mark Quinlan stuck in the middle of this one here, but it is cleared out by Graham Whelan, midfield for Bruff. Graham Whelan sending this one in. It has been caught by Cathal Shannon. Cathal Shannon passing it into Dylan O'Shea. Dylan O'Shea onto Donny Ryan. Donny Ryan sending this one in. It's into the left and it's wide.
Yeah, the Unfortunately, the execution didn't match the build-up, but I have just noticed down here on my right that Garryspillane at this point may be considering a change, because I've seen Danny Hayes. He has been sent down here to our right, and he's doing an intensive warm-up down here in the corner. It wouldn't be surprised me if Danny Hayes will be coming into the game very shortly.
Michael O'Donnell gaining possession and sending it in front of Kieran Hickey. Kieran Hickey and Sean Finn running to the ball. Who has it? The goalie is coming out to take it. There's a chance here for Garryspillane, and it's a goal. A goal for Callum Sheehan here. It is 2-8 to 5 points here for Garryspillane.
Yeah, that could be a critical score. It was a fierce mix-up in the Bruff defence. They failed to make the ball their own. There was desperate uncertainty back there. No two seemed to be on the one wavelength, unlike Garryspillane at the other end, where they defend with cohesion. And like Callum Sheehan got a great first goal, but he's embarking in a long career, let's hope. He won't get too many easier than that, because it was a tap-in, but credit Callum Sheehan for being in the right place at the right time.
Jason Hayes sending that one in. 65 has been awarded to Bruff. Callum Sheehan, 2 goals and 1 point. You just mentioned him there having a stormer of a game, Matt.
Yeah, and three more points have come from frees that he won. He's an absolute. This is a dream for the young fella to be playing in a first county final and to have made such a dramatic impact. Now, Shane Bulfin, there are still 25 minutes left. He has little room for error with this 65, and
Shane Bulfin unfortunately sending this one in, standing over the ball and sending it wide.
Well, things are just going wrong for Bruff. That's their second wide of the half. Ryan Glenn had one immediately after half time. Now we have Andy Dooley's puck out. We'll see where is this going to be won. It's not going to be won at all, because there was clearly a foul on a Bruff player. John O'Halloran spotted it, and rightly so. It's a free out to Bruff. Now there are some.
There's a bit of a schmozzle over.
Yeah, I suppose there's a bit of handbag stuff over there, and I suppose a lot of it is an element of frustration from Bruff. Bruff must be wondering what they have to do to get back into this game, because this is
9 points, Matt.
Yeah, this is the type of day, and this is the type of conditions, pitch-wise, that they would have, dreamt of, and that they normally revel on. But it's just not happening. But you've got to credit the way Garryspillane have set themselves out, the way Garryspillane are working, the way they're using the ball with purpose, the way their defence are, the cohesion in the defence, in the way that they're defending. Like, in the whole campaign, Garryspillane wouldn't give away the type of goal that Bruff are just after giving away.
That's sideline cut here, and free has been awarded.
And as I said, Danny Hayes is just about to be introduced. We'd see now there's a bit of paperwork to be done before Danny joins the fray, but Danny Hayes to me epitomises the strength of Garryspillane, that they can have a player of Danny Hayes' calibre on the sideline, and I'm sure he will not be long in when you'll see why I say that, because he's coming in now, and it'll be interesting to see. It could possibly be Ryan Tobin. No, it isn't.
Kieran Hickey has been replaced by Danny Hayes here, and there's also Kieran Hickey, of course, coming off, making way for Danny Hayes. You've high hopes for Danny Hayes here, Matt.
Danny Hayes is a player that I admire, and he's a very, very good player for Garryspillane. Now, Kieran Hickey obviously has made way, and This is a massive. This is the start of a massive 4 days for Garryspillane, because on Tuesday night a lot of these players will be back in the Gaelic grounds in the colours of Galway, most notably Kieran Hickey down there, but James Ryan, quite a few of them will be looking for a second intermediate medal on the 1 year. That's if they see out this game, and which isn't at all sure at this stage yet. But you would have to say 9 points up with what 37 minutes gone by my reckoning.
TJ Ryan getting animated on the sideline, Matt.
Yeah, TJ has a propensity to do that, to get animated, because like he lives and breathes.
There's a chance here. Colin Ryan has sent it in, and he's sent it too far out for Kyle Dillon to pick this one. Kyle Dillon has picked this up. He's striking it in. Who is there to collect this? None other than Mark Quinlan. It's just all going pear-shaped for Bruff here. It's gone back in. Big chance here for Garryspillane. Kevin Bonner has this one, and he's under a lot of pressure. Under a lot of pressure from Ryan Tobin. Another pass, and it's straight to the hands of Donny Ryan. Another free has been awarded.
Another free and another point possibly for Donny Ryan, and now an opportunity to stretch the lead to double figures. And you would have to say, with what I make it almost 40 minutes, and that we're into the 40th minute with 20 minutes to go. You would have to say Garryspillane are really in the driving seat now, and it will take a supreme effort. It will take a supreme rally. It will take the mother of all comebacks at this stage for Bruff to overturn this.
Donny tapping that one over easy to make it 2-9 to 5 points, and as you mentioned, Matt, it's double figures. There's a 10-point difference between the teams here today.
There's a 10-point difference, and here are Garryspillane in again with Callum Sheehan.
Ref is giving a free out to Bruff.
Yeah, Callum Sheehan seemed to be fouled there, but I think the referee gave a free for something that he had spotted before Callum Sheehan took off. Here you see again
Colin Ryan has been kicking it
competency of the Garryspillane defence. There's always a player available. Look here again. Look.
Into the hands of Dylan O'Shea. Dylan O'Shea here in front of us, battling it out with James O'Riordan. James O'Riordan is on the run for Bruff. He is still on the run. He has been. Who has this? Mark Quinlan clearing this one. Mark sending this one down in on top of Sean Finn. Sean trying to pick this one up. And there has been another free awarded here for.
Clearly free. It was around the neck of Donny Ryan, but clever Donny Ryan. He's been around a long time, Val, and he was clever enough there. He knew how to draw the foul. And I think there's a couple here down in Bruff that I'm not too happy that was a free. In my opinion, free all day. John O'Halloran was right beside it, and he got it absolutely right. And again, it's not the easiest of free for Donny Ryan, but frees have to be very hard before they're hard for Donny Ryan. And
he's already 6 on the scoreboard. 5 are from frees. He's 1 from play. Can he make it 7? And he taps that one over easy, Matt.
Yeah, taps it over. There wasn't any doubt at all from the time he left his stick. I think he aimed for the black spot and got it there.
With 11 minutes in the second half, it is Garryspillane 2-10, Bruff 5 points. That is an 11-point lead for Garryspillane here, and Garryspillane are on the attack yet again by Michael Burke at the far side. Michael Burke sending it in to Michael O'Donnell. Michael O'Donnell still battling it out. Sean Finn has scooped this one up. Sean sending this in. Who is there to collect it? Colin Madden. Colin Madden has a chance here. He's looking for opportunities. He's looking for someone to help him out. And there is no one there for him, and James Ryan is there to clear up. Sending it out to Mark Quinlan. Mark Quinlan and Chris Brown here. Mark Quinlan still has it.
Just the support level of the Garryspillane backs. There was never a bit of danger there. They were completely on top of the situation. And now they're going Garryspillane again. We said it at the very start. When you have a team coming into a final that has the type of reserve of Onsey Sheehan and Danny Hayes, you're in a very strong position. Onsey is coming on now, and I would imagine it will be probably Ryan Tobin that will probably be withdrawn, but I wouldn't be sure. We just have to wait and see. But certainly that gives you an idea of the strength and depth that Garryspillane have, because this guy, I think it was 9 goals he scored in the championship last year.
Donny Ryan has a chance, sending it in high. It's off the post. There's a goal chance here. Callum Sheehan is in a bit of a hustle and bustle below, and it has been cleared by goalie Eric Finn for Bruff.
Again, fair play to the youngster. He anticipated what might happen, and he was in a good position. Now we're having subs from both sides. We're having Kyle Dillon replaced for Bruff.
Kyle Dillon coming off and making way for Johnny Bulfin on the Bruff side. We're still waiting. Onsey Sheehan is coming on. We're just waiting to see who he will be replacing, who will be making way for Onsey, and it is Michael O'Donnell is coming off for Garryspillane.
Yeah, Michael O'Donnell, of course, what a story it would be for him to win a county medal here today. What a great servant to Garryspillane. This guy was one of the guys involved with the Limerick under-21s back in the 3 in a row there, and as you can see,
big huge smiles on his face.
Well, big huge smile on his face, but I think a big round of applause as well from the crowd for appreciation of the service that this guy has given. He was one of the foursome that are survivors from the team that won the county senior title in 2005, and there's no question about it. He's one of the elder statesmen of the team, but he has put in some 40 minutes in this final.
There's a chance here for Bruff, making it just a 10-point gap between the two. Chris Brown seems to be taking it. He's going for goal, is he, Matt? He went for goal and it's been cleared on the line. Is that James Ryan?
It is James Ryan.
James Ryan clearing this down in battle. Sean Finn. Callum Sheehan is there to pick it up. Callum Sheehan sending this one in. It's 1-on-1 here. There's a goal chance on. Eric came out.
He did, and he had to be smart to come out because they were the two subs, Onsey Sheehan and Danny Hayes combining. Danny Hayes saw the run from Onsey Sheehan and a neat little ball along the ground, and it damn near came off for a third goal.
Colin Ryan sending this one in from a nice flick. Sean Finn collecting this, gathering it and sending it in on top of his forward. Colin Madden on the run for this. A sideline has been awarded.
Yeah, it's a sideline ball. I'm not sure what way Mike Sexton is giving it. We're into the last quarter, Valerie, by my reckoning. Time is running out. The gap is what?
11 points.
It's still 11 points. Bruff haven't scored in the second half. Bruff have only scored 2 points from play in 45 minutes. I think it tells Bruff's story of today, which is a sad story.
Another missed opportunity for Bruff as Tony Burke sends it in and it goes wide.
Yeah, and the Dooley could have easily dealt with that, but he's quite happy to wind down the clock, and he's quite happy to take his puck out because his puck outs today, and you flagged it very, very early on. His puck outs have been very, very accurate and have been excellent, and Garryspillane are getting purchase out of the puck outs.
Another accurate puck out as it was nearly picked up by Garryspillane. Hurleys are in bits here in front of us, Matt, for Colin Ryan. Shouting for a hurley here as it is, as play is resumed. It is heading in. Onsey Sheehan, he's just came on and he is in possession of the ball. Onsey still in possession. Is there another chance here? Onsey sends this in. and it's been awarded a point.
It's Donny Ryan actually.
Donny?
It's Donny that picked it up. He's coming in here. It's definitely Donny Ryan. From what we see, the Owensy broke the ball. Danny Hayes was involved. It's Donny Ryan applied the finish.
He seems to be limping a small bit, Matt. It doesn't seem to be stopping him though.
No. Whatever is wrong with the legs, it's not affecting the head or the hands anyway, well.
We have another sideline at the far side for Garryspillane. Good sideline flick. Callum Sheehan seems to be in control of this. Callum has it and he is on the attack. It's been knocked down by Conor McInerney.
And that was a classic example of the young fella again, like chasing a lost cause. He lost the ball first. It went away from him. He went back again. Then a second time got it. But unfortunately, there were too many Bruff players around. We have Bruff on the attack here now with Chris Brown.
Chris Brown sending this one in extremely high. And it has gone over. It is 6 points for Bruff, 2-10 for Garryspillane. There's still a 10-point lead here for Garryspillane.
Yeah, it's a huge lead. I can't see any way back for Bruff, but that was a good score by Chris Brown, no doubt at all about that.
Jason Hayes had it, but they've been awarded a free, Bruff, for that foul on Jason Hayes. Standing over to take this, and it's been brought forward. Referee John O'Halloran has brought this one forward. Shane Bulfin stepping up to take it. Sending it in and sending this one over. It is Bruff, 7 points. Garryspillane, 2-10. We're back to 9.
Yeah, back to 9. It's still a long road back because what are we talking about? We're talking about 10 minutes left. And that was Shane Bulfin's fault. Here we have Ryan Glenn is
on the attack.
He's been chased by Garrod Powell. He's been harassed by Jerome Powell, and he's been harassed into putting the ball wide.
They're under extreme pressure here now, Matt, not even being let get their chances.
No, this as I said already, this is the most mean and miserly defence in the whole competition, and I think we have really seen why today. It's quite clear. Coming to a county final, 50 minutes of it gone, and you've only conceded 7 points, and only 3 of those have come from open play. I think it speaks volumes about how Garryspillane set out to defend.
There's a free been awarded here, and Limerick hurler Sean Finn is staying to take it. He's telling everyone, get in, Matt. I suppose it's the only opportunity. He's sending this one in. He's sending it in high and to the right, and it's wide for Sean.
Yeah. The thing I suppose was he went for the pot just to keep the scoreboard ticking over, I'd say, but it was wide. I suppose he was indicating to everybody to get in around the house, but they've got very, very little change when it has gone in around the house so far today.
Andy Dooley dropping this out and dropping it in on top of Callum, but being scooped up by Brian Finn. Brian sending this one forward. It's gone out over this sideline.
Yeah, look, Garryspillane, I think, are quite happy to wind down the clock now. We're well into the last 10 minutes. By my reckoning, there are about 8 minutes of normal time left, with whatever John O'Halloran will choose to add on. We have Colin Madden.
Colin Madden is on the attack.
Yeah. And now it's an opportunity. It'll be interesting. Will Shane Bulfin, first of all, will Shane Bulfin take it? And secondly, will Shane Bulfin or whoever takes it, although it looks to me
Chris Brown
that's going to be taking it. He really, at this stage in the game, although the indications from here are put it over the bar.
And he sent it in and it's been saved. And from the sideline, they were telling him go for the point.
Yeah, and that sometimes is a decoy on the hope that the defence would hear it. But it was well saved by Andy Dooley.
And sitting that one over is Johnny Bulfin getting the point there for Bruff. It is Bruff 8 points, Garryspillane 2-11. It's back to 9 points here. The Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship. It is Garryspillane and Bruff.
Yeah, the last 3 points have come from Bruff. And you would expect that a team would
Lovely
would
catch
get a
by
run,
Danny Hayes.
would get a run in any game. And here's Callum Sheehan again, but the Bruff defence are in control here.
Connor sending this one across, trying to find Bobby. But does Bobby get it? No, he doesn't. Owns it. All on his own, it's Ryan Tobin. He sent it in wide all the time in the world.
Yeah, I think Ryan and Garryspillane will be disappointed with that. We have Robard O'Donovan, who is about to come into the game, and Robard, of course, and John Cairns. I think there's probably a double substitution coming here for Garryspillane.
Sean Finn is up now, trying to get involved. We've been awarded.
But Onzi Sheehan, of course, makes it 5 of last year's minor team that are out on the field. And Robard O'Donovan was captain of that team, so when he comes on, there's potentially 6 unless he replaces another one of the minors, which will give you an idea of the age profile of Garryspillane. They may have their elder citizens, but they have a lot of very talented young players.
Standing over this is Shane Bulfin, sending it in, sending it high. And it's over the bar. It's Bruff 9 points, Garryspillane 2-11. Here at the Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship, as you mentioned, we have a substitute coming on. John Kearns has gone in replacement of Ryan Tobin on the Garryspillane team.
Yeah, and I thought they were about to make a second substitution because I thought I saw Robard O'Donovan warming up, or did he go in while we were following the play? He did actually. Did he?
John getting his first touch as it came on there. Sending it in low. Here we have an opportunity now for Bruff. It's caught by Johnny Bulfin. Johnny Bulfin still has it. Colin Ryan is getting involved here. The other side, Sean Finn sending this one in. And it's a score for Sean Finn. His first point of the day. Sean coming up, Matt.
Yeah, Sean coming up and picking off a good score. That's 5 in a row for Bruff, and you just wonder had it come sooner, like would Bruff be in a better position? It's still a long road back. Here we have Danny Hayes.
Lovely catch from Danny Hayes. Danny sending it to Owensy. Owensy flicking it in front of him. Here we have Doney. And it's been blocked.
Crucial save by Eric Finn. That was a chance to wrap up the 2018 Premier Intermediate Championship.
Sean taking it on here again. Still in possession of it, Sean. He's been awarded a free because he was tripped. There seems to be a bit of disagreement on the sideline for that free.
Yeah. Like Bruff are having that purple patch, and Shane Bulfin has this to bring it down to 2 goals with 4 minutes with 4 minutes left. Suddenly, if it's 6 points in a row, it's doable.
Of course, it's doable. The score now is Bruff 10 points, Garryspillane 2-11. Stepping over this is Shane Bulfin, sending it in high. It looks accurate from here, Matt, and of course it's another. That's 4 on the scoreboard for Shane Bulfin.
Yeah, and then another score. So, like it's a 2 goal game, and Garryspillane would probably be getting a bit edgy now, and they haven't scored with over 10 minutes.
Jason Hayes has sent this one in. There's 1-on-1 inside. Colin Madden trying to fight for this ball. As you mentioned, there's only 2 goals in it, Matt. Colin Ryan has this ball and he's clearing it down to his own forward line. Owensy passing it to Doney. Doney trying to get control, but it's Danny Hayes who has it. Danny Hayes has an opportunity. He's still on the attack. Up behind him is Graham Whelan trying to stop him from this attack.
Yeah, I think the referee is going to throw this one in. There was a bit of a schmozzle down there. There's somebody seems to be down, but this is one of Danny Hayes' strengths. He goes for goal, but he's very good in this type of situation when you're closing out a game at holding the ball up, as you can see there. He got on it once or twice, he lost it, got back onto it again. He's down injured now, I think.
Danny Hayes is down. The ref seems to be chatting to Bobby O'Brien.
Yeah, I think he's chatting, saying, lads, look, I'm throwing this in now, and that's what he's doing exactly, and he threw it in.
He's thrown it in and owns it trying to get possession of this.
And that was John Kearns that had a chance to become a hero there. And I think John
yeah, it in and sending it wide.
And John got a knock in the hand there, but it's wide, but it winds down the clock. What Garryspillane want to do at this stage? James Ryan on the ball again.
With just 2 minutes left on the clock, it is Garryspillane 2-11, Bruff 11 points, just 2 goals in it here in the Premier Intermediate hurling final against Garryspillane and Bruff. Owensy still battling here for Garryspillane. Well, it's Kevin Bonner who has it. Kevin sending it into Sean. It's not Sean, it's Jason Hayes. Jason Hayes have sent this one in. It's time that Bruff have to do something. Colin Madeline has this ball. He has to go for something, Matt, at this stage.
Absolutely, but James Ryan says no for the umpteenth time today and clears the ball out. But for unusually the ball, his clearance went astray. James Reardon has a potted goal and it's gone over the bar, and it's now a 5-point game. 5-point
game here. It is Bruff 12 points, Garryspillane 2-11. James Reardon getting his point of the game there.
Yeah, and
at a crucial time.
Yeah, and that's 7 points in a row without reply for Bruff, and you'd wonder had they found that kind of form earlier, because we're into the 60th minute, Val, and the fourth official, Patsy Coffey, has put up his board there a while ago and intimated that there will be 2 minutes of added time.
With just 2 minutes on the clock, and there's 5 points in it. It is Garryspillane 2-11, Bruff 12 points in the Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship here in Kilmallock today. Dylan O'Shea in this ruck here, who's come out with it. Clearing this one is high up in the air as Colin Ryan sending this one in and sending it over, making it a 6-point lead for Garryspillane. It is 2-12 to 12 points.
Yeah, Colin made himself available there, like Danny Hayes was the man again that held the ball up and looked for the support play, and beautiful offload to Colin Ryan. Very, very simple, execution excellent.
Danny Hayes has this one. The battle is on now, Matt, as there is only 6 points in it, and there's only about a minute left on the clock at this stage. Sean Finn has possession of this and he's been fouled.
Yeah, we need a huge turnaround at this stage. I think a bit of a schmozzle out there. Nothing much to it. It's just frustration at this point on the part of Bruff, and I suppose we've had 2 teams who have given it everything, and look, almost 65 minutes since the ball was thrown in, like there's a certain amount of weariness here at this stage as well. But I think Garryspillane, they came here, of course, to win, and I suppose as did Bruff, but
James O'Riordan sending this one in, tapping it in lightly to try and get it in, but it's been battered down, of course, inside
by Kieran Burke. But with a football final coming up on Tuesday, they will have been very keen to get the job over and done with today.
Donny sending this one in, sending it in top of Callum, and battling for it is Brian Finn. Callum has it. It's in still Garryspillane's possession over in the far corner. Is it?
Yeah, Garryspillane will be happy to hold the ball down there all day, but Bruff are coming away with it, and it's all over.
It's all over here. The full time whistle in Kilmallock. It is Garryspillane 2-12, Bruff 12 points. Garryspillane are the Premier Intermediate Hurling Champions for 2018, Matt.
Yeah, and it's congratulations to Garryspillane. In many ways, in the Premier Intermediate Championship, as we flagged at the outset, they have been something of a slow burner, because they haven't failed to reach the or the knockout stages, which is the semi-final, since this competition was inaugurated in 2014, and They found that semi-final leap. It proved beyond them until now, but until last year. But they came back. They came back this year, and it's fair to say, I suppose they didn't root up any trees during the campaign. It was kind of steady as you go, qualify, and really hit peak form at the right time. And I think that they have done just that. And I think they go on now. They play Clonea tomorrow week or this day week or tomorrow week in the Munster Club Championship in the Fraher Field in Dungarvan. And
after that display, how do you think they'll get on, Matt?
I think they probably will get on very well, but they will be slightly worried, and they will be looking at the string of points that Bruff got there. But I suppose it's reasonable to expect that it's a county final for all, Val. That no team is going to dominate it for the entire 60 odd minutes, and that Bruff were bound to get their spell. Bruff have an awful lot of head scratching to do.
Disappointing day all round for Bruff.
We spoke about the impact of the loss of Paul Brown. You just wonder, had Paul Brown's head been out there today, as well as his legs and everything that he brings, would we have seen a steadier performance and a more cohesive performance by Bruff? They will be disappointed with what they have brought to the final for the most part. Now, they had their good run, but unfortunately, Val, it was too late. Garryspillane are worthy county champions. Garryspillane are in a place where they will bed in quite well at senior level, I expect, and that they will drive on from here. And Garryspillane are capable of a good run in the Munster Clubs Championships. And it brings down the curtain. Maybe for the purists, it wasn't the greatest game of hurling that we've ever seen. It was competitive. There was good work rate. It was entertaining. Unfortunately, for long periods, the result didn't appear to be in the balance. Bruff, they produced a late rally. Just gave themselves a glimmer of hope, just a window of opportunity, maybe with 5 minutes to go. It didn't come to pass. Nobody can argue that the trophy is going where it deserves to go this evening. Congratulations to Garryspillane. Hard luck, Bruff.
Yes, a 6-point victory here today in Camalloch for Garryspillane. It was 2-12, Bruff 12 points. That is it from us today here. Thanks to Matt O'Callaghan from the Weekly Observer and myself, Valerie Wheeler. There'll be more action tomorrow on sportinglimerick.com. But as for today, Garryspillane are just collecting the trophy here as they are County Premier Intermediate Hurling Champions.